Tonight on WBOC News 6.
I'm Alice Davis.
And I'm Paul Butler. We're covering all of Delmarva tonight.
In Maryland, a group of watermen has filed a lawsuit against the Department of Natural Resources. I'll show you what they want coming up.
In Kent County, a potential upgrade for the town of Smyrna Seal might seem like a minor change, but it's going to have some not-so-minor effects.
In Worcester County, city officials are getting into the solar power farming industry. I'll tell you how they're taking this farmland behind me and saving thousands of dollars each year.
It looks like today was the nicest day of the week weather-wise. Get ready for a real October chill later in the week. I'll tell you about it coming up.
Now, WBOC News at 6, Delmarva's news leader.
Some watermen say enough is enough. It's time to stop the constant regulations. Well, good Monday evening. I'm Paul Butler.
And I'm Alice Davis in for Steve Hammond. This is WBOC News at 6. Well, it's no secret that many watermen feel overregulated by the Department of Natural Resources.
Now, one group is taking matters into their own hands with a lawsuit. WBOC's Midshore Bureau Chief Tyler Butler is live with us tonight. Tyler, watermen are targeting issue in one particular area.
Paul, Alice, they're concerned about the catch limits for menhaden in Maryland. Now, they say new regulations made it so that Maryland had an extremely small portion of that fishery, and a majority went to one company in Virginia. Now, the DNR says harm from these lowered quotas is speculative. Captain Rob has had enough.
We've been regulated and regulated and regulated for, especially in the watermen's ear, for 25 years. We have nothing else left to give or to, our backs are against the walls.
Captain Rob Newberry is the spokesperson for the group Harvesters Land and Sea Coalition. The group was started just over 2 months ago, and they already have made headlines with a lawsuit against the Maryland Department of Natural Resources.
All we want to do is be able to continue our way of living. It's a way of heritage, and catch our fish and make our living and feed our families, because it's a good way of life. That's the way we like it.
The lawsuit stems from the recent change in the menhaden quota system. According to the coalition, 80% of the Atlantic menhaden fishery was given to one company in Virginia, giving Maryland 1.3%. The Attorney General's office sent out a statement today opposing the lawsuit, saying the menhaden regulations were required and enacted with consideration to the watermen. The statement goes on to say that if the mandate from the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission were to be ignored, Maryland would have faced a moratorium on its entire fishery from the Department of Commerce. Captain Rob says Maryland should have fought harder for a bigger quota.
600 million pounds went to Virginia. Maryland got 5.3 million pounds. That's not fair. I mean, they should have said, well, let's try to get some more, for our fishery.
A court date has not been set yet, but both sides seem certain that they will win and that the law is on their side. Now, WBOC will be following that lawsuit. We'll keep you updated as that case unfolds. Reporting live on the Midshore, Tyler Butler, WBOC News, Cambridge.
As we now know, the lawsuit centers around the menhaden catch limits. Now, for those who don't know, menhaden is a bait fish used by crabbers and watermen, not just in Maryland, but throughout the country. As Captain Rob mentioned, 80% of the coastwide quota went to one Virginia company, and the state itself got an additional 5% for a total of 85%. Now, the coalition says DNR accepted the small quota to obtain more federal funding in Maryland.
A 29-year-old man is behind bars without bond for daytime burglaries in Wicomico County. Police arrested Lucas Eugene Stone of Mardella Springs. The investigation started back on September 30th. Detectives say they compiled data and found a car related to the burglaries. Dorchester County deputies found Stone on Friday, and detectives were able to link him to the 5 burglaries. Stone is charged with burglary, theft, and firearm possession with a felony. He's being held in Wicomico County.
A man turns himself in for shooting another man in Queen Anne's County. Now, 20-year-old Eric Johnson Jr. of Millington turned himself in this morning for the shooting death of Jonathan Clough. Now, that shooting happened on October 11th. Now, Johnson is charged with manslaughter, reckless endangerment, and possession of a fire-regulated firearm. His bond was set at $50,000. Now, the bond has since been posted, and Johnson has been released in Queen Anne's County.
In Sussex County, a bizarre case leads to the conviction of a Delmar woman accused of abusing an 89-year-old disabled woman. WBOC's Sussex County Bureau Chief Joe Buno joins us live from our Sussex County Bureau. And Joe, the Attorney General's office says the incident happened at a retirement community.
Yeah, Alice, according to the AG's office, 29-year-old Ann Nooneman took a large plastic bag and put it over the head of an 89-year-old woman at that retirement community in Seaford, and that woman was in a wheelchair. She's handicapped. Now, people that I spoke with today in Sussex County say Nooneman simply crossed the line. This certified nursing assistant likely doesn't have a future working with the elderly. A jury convicted 29-year-old Ann Nooneman of Delmar of patient abuse and mistreatment of an impaired adult after investigators say she took a large plastic bag and put it over the head of an 89-year-old in a wheelchair. Fortunately, the victim, a severe dementia patient, wasn't hurt in the incident, which happened right here at the Methodist Manor House retirement community in Seaford back in February. Now, a Sussex County judge sentenced Nooneman to 6 months of intensive probation and ordered her not to work in a facility that cares for the elderly.
Somebody puts a large bag over your head, plastic, it's intent of murder.
Carol Ann Dudley, who also lives with a disability, believes the penalty should have been more severe.
I think that this story is horrendous, that somebody elderly should be treated in such manner. I mean, especially in a wheelchair, she's totally defenseless.
Why Nooneman put the bag over the head of a handicapped woman in a wheelchair is unknown. What is known is that even after Nooneman serves the 6 months of probation, her medical career with the elderly is all but finished. An important note to end out on here. Now, according to Delaware officials, the U.S. Department of Health and Social Services will notify healthcare facilities of Nooneman's conviction, which could prevent her from working with the elderly for at least 5 years. Reporting from our Sussex County Bureau tonight, Joe Buno, WBOC News.
The Capital School District will meet tonight to discuss the possibility of reducing the number of parking spaces at the new Dover High School. Now, school officials say they have every intention on building all of the parking spaces. Still, the city is concerned if all the spaces are not built, it will cause people to park in surrounding neighborhoods.
We have expressed some concern about the potential for that to have adverse consequences for the people in that development. So we're asking the Planning Commission to look at that one specifically.
Now, coming up on the WBOC News at 7, we'll have more on what people are saying about adequate parking at the new high school in Dover. Well, with the flip of a switch, a major solar power energy project in Worcester County gets the green light.
Thousands of solar panels will soon be on the grid, ready for hundreds of families to use. WBOC's Denise Sawyer is live in Chopper 16 over Pocomoke City. And Denise, this expensive project won't cost the city a dime.
Paul and Alice, the company is called Solar Standard, and they're footing most of the bill. They're pouring millions of dollars into this project, and it's a pretty big project. In fact, it will be the largest solar farm on the lower shore. Here's a live look from Chopper 16 of the 15 acres where 15,000 solar panels will stretch over this land. Now, some people say this project will shed light on some much needed utility upgrades.
I certainly have a stack of paperwork here that I'm dealing with today.
Sharon Rance is up to her neck with work, and along with a lot of other things to get done, she's taking care of the utility bills.
The American people are being ripped off by the amount of money we have to pay for services such as electricity.
Her neighbor, Carol Rance, feels the same way.
It seems like every year I think the prices go up for that.
So to help, Pocomoke City is creating the largest solar farm on the lower shore, just 1 block away from Rance's home.
In this day and time with the economy, we need to save every penny that we can, so I'm all for it.
The 2.4 megawatt project will sit on 15 acres of the city's property near the Pocomoke Beltway and Dunn Swamp Road.
Well, the Mayor and Council are very pleased to announce that we're going to be going solar and that we'll be using approximately 85% of our energy consumption by solar in the future.
He says that's enough electricity to power close to 900 homes, saving the city $50,000 each year.
Who doesn't want to save money? I mean, really.
Homeowners will save, but not on their monthly utility bills.
So it's not the residents of the city that will see any difference except in their tax bills, possibly.
Some people say they can't wait to reap what city officials have sown at the solar power farm in Pocomoke City.
We're we're back live in Chopper 16 over Pocomoke City, where a multi-million-dollar solar project will be housed right here on these 15 acres of land. City officials expect this project to be up and going sometime next year. Reporting live over Worcester County, Denise Sawyer, WBOC News, Pocomoke City.
Coming up on WBOC News at 6, what's redneck about a redneck-style wedding? The surprising answer in tonight's Travels with Charlie, of course.
Plus, the town of Smyrna may be changing its seal. We'll tell you what people are saying about it. That's when WBOC News at 6 continues. But first, the people, the places, our history.
WBOC is proud to serve all of Delmarva. With more, here's meteorologist Mike Lichniak.
Today, we are proud to serve Easton and all of Talbot County. It is here at this intersection of 370 and 33 where you'll find this historical marker. This is where you'll find the former location where Quakers would hold important meetings in the early settlement days of America. Let's take a look at the area with the help of Chopper 16.
The meeting house would have been located near the St. Michael's River, now known as the Miles River. In the mid to late 1600s, this area would become a regular place for folks to get together and discuss the issues of the day. Along with a place to meet, a local school and one of the first libraries would be added by 1676. George Fox, the founder of the Society of Friends, would visit the meeting house twice in 1672 and would attract hundreds of people. The group outgrew the establishment and would move on to the Third Haven Meeting House, which still stands to this day.
WBOC is proud to serve Easton and all of Talbot County, and proud to partner with my friends at Johnny Janosic in Laurel and Dover. Visit Johnny Janosic's new and exciting game world in Laurel, where you'll find game tables, billiard tables, poker tables, plus bars and spirit cabinets, all at Johnny Janosic World of Furniture. I'm Mike Lichniak in Chopper 16.